Well, hello there. Here we are again, 2nd of December. We're ready for our Tiny Tile Advent number 2. As I said, I don't normally... Well, I'm not going to be posting out exact times for this. It's just going to be when I can fit them in during the day. And I've done some bits of packing this morning, and the paper for our books have arrived, so I can sit down for 5 and just have a little bit of a chill out. So, okay, where are we at then? Just a quick one before we start. You see here, look, I've actually done a sort of a mock-up. I've actually done a full size. You can't quite see it, I know. And there you go. There's tile number 1 from yesterday. Not much of a frame on this one, but that's okay. Just means I can stick my tiles down, even if it's a bit of blue tack, just as I go, so I know where I'm headed with it. So I'm going to have a bit of a red sort of outer frame. You're not going to see much of this inside, but that doesn't matter for now. I know yesterday we spoke about perhaps putting a frame around it. I'll show you that when we've done this second tile, and you see where I'm headed with that too. So here we go then. I'm going to come straight in with pen this morning. There we are, Advent number 2. Now, of course, if you want to do a larger tile, please feel free, or whatever colour you want to use. It really doesn't matter. It's just whatever you're comfortable with at the time. So you could even draw it straight onto a grid if you wanted to. You don't have to do tiles, but I think they're kind of fun, and they give you a little bit of, focus just on one thing. So we're ready then. Now, of course, as you just saw, there's my number 2, so I've got to keep it this way up. Exactly like that. So this is going to be the top, this is going to be the bottom, just purely because that's where we need to be sticking it in the sort of the grid. So here we go. I'm going to sort of come in with a bit of a curve, slightly above the centre here, but about centre there. So here we go. It doesn't have to be perfect, because of course this is setting the scene for all the rest of the design work, isn't it? I'm just going to put another one in there. Okay, so far so good. So I'm just going to fill this one with a nice little tangle that we've used before. It's one of the most used, I would say. It was one of the first ones that I ever did. And it's just little swirls. So little dot, and then in with these swirls. Now don't worry about going underneath. They're all going to sort of pile up together. And if you don't want them sort of cascading down and looking like they're uniform, then do one here. Do one out the way and then work it round. There we go. You can go as big as you want. You can do really small ones if you want. It's just absolutely fine to put them together. So good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And I say this is a little bit impromptu and I don't give you times, so I really appreciate you coming and supporting me with this. Hope you're not stuck in with the snow. We had a little bit on the way to work this morning, but the sun is shining now and all is well at the HQ. We haven't had any more gnomes or anything else appearing today, so all is quiet. I think they had a bit of a party last night, so most of them are still sleeping, which is really good. So it's nice to just have a minute without all that chaos going on around. There we go. Oh, Joe, that's great. And hi, Jenny. Oh, Jenny, I did actually look at your tile yesterday for the swap. It's divine. All of them are, to be honest. So just that, I think one of yours was one of the last I opened, and Leslie and I were like, oh, that's nice. We're absolutely over the moon with all of them. They're fantastic. And some of you have gone to a lot of trouble, I know, to make sure a message goes out to people this year, because we know some people are on their own, and it's a difficult time of year for some. So having a little tile from our Tangle friends just means the world. It's lovely. Glad to say that my mum's arrived yesterday, so she'll be taking part in the swap as well. So it's lovely, it really is. And I must say thank you as well to Mitch yesterday, posting on our Sanntangle group that lovely poem about wishing everybody. It was beautiful. Thank you for that. It really meant a lot, that did. Okay, see here, I'm just working my way, filling in those little gaps. There we are. Of course, you know, if you go round on the edge, you know that this is going to join eventually to something else. So, not to worry about trying to keep them all in the right space. There we go. Oh, it's lovely to sort of see all these names popping up. Good morning, everybody. I know. I'm glad you're keeping up. It's going to be great, isn't it? Just 5-10 minutes a day doing this. It's going to create something really spectacular. Or I hope it is. And we've never done anything like this before, so we're going to see how it turns out. I'm sure it'll be lovely. It's your first craft fair. Does that mean that you're actually attending one, or are you taking part as an exhibitor? That's exciting times, isn't it? I used to love doing fairs at Christmas. Okay, I'm going to fill that in. Just the whole sort of, you know, being around other people, isn't it? And all the sparkly tinsel and things. It's lovely. Although, you know, just make sure you stay safe, as we all are, I'm sure. Just let me know. I feel a little bit better now. I did actually have my booster last week. I waited in a queue outside for about an hour to get sorted out, but glad I did. There we go. Alright. Oh, Ruth, that's good to hear. I don't want them causing any trouble. So it's all quiet here at the minute. Alright, a little bit of a grid here. Nothing crazy. There we go. Just going to put that in so you can see what's going to come in one of the tangles to the side and below that one. There we are. So far so good. Okay, let's put another curve in here. So I'm going to go from there to there, and there to there. Okay, so let's just fill in this particular shape. Now whether you want to go up or down, it really doesn't matter. Just sort of fill it with lines. Just going off the page there. Oh, thank you, Linda. I'm sure my husband wouldn't always agree with that. No, I don't shout at him. I must say, we've been married a long time and we don't particularly row or have shouting and things like that. I know we have disagreements, everybody does, don't they? But okay, so I'm just going to turn this round for a minute. And I want to have a bit of a from there to there, maybe a bit of a bubble. It's not quite going to join in there, but I'm going to come round like so. There we go. Alright, and then down this bottom here, I'm just going to add in a couple of these. So one sort of going that way and off the page, and then let's have another going that way. There we go. And again off the page. And maybe we'll come back and add a few more in here later, but I don't think right now. I think when we get to doing one of the other tiles, I might come back and do that. Okay, so let's work in here for a minute. So I'm going to put a little bit of a curvy triangle shape there. There we go. And it looks like a part of a snowman, doesn't it? But now I'm not gonna. No spoiler alerts, but it isn't a Christmas scene. I know we're doing an Advent, but I thought it'd be nice to do something that's a little bit abstract that we know is going to fit together, but it's not going to be something that's purely Christmas. It's something you could sort of look at all year if you want to. Okay, you with me there? Alright. So this side I'm going to come down here just for a little bit and sort of the same there. Okay, and it looks a bit weird. See, that's a bit longer than that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one out here. So it's a little bit weird sort of doing this because we'd normally set all the points out and do the whole thing as one. But of course we're just doing part of it today. See, this one, look, is going to join there. And this one is going to join. Okay, so I suppose this one is going to go off here somewhere. Okay, and then let's bring in a little bit of, from this point, a bit of a petal-y shape or leaf shape, and then another one here, another one here. Alright, so similar sort of thing here. So it's going to go slightly off the page there. You see we've got these little gaps, just going to fill them in too. And then the same here. So see that one is going to sort of go off the page. And this one. It's really exciting, isn't it, thinking about how this is going to turn out. I have no idea. See, I've just sort of filled in the gaps there. And of course, we could fill in a couple more there, depending on. There we go. Just sort of removes that shape there, and then of course I'm going to just bring in some bubbles. Maybe fill that area there, and that. There we go. And see, I'm just sort of going around them a couple of times, just sort of reinforces the little bits and pieces there. And then of course, if you want to, you could come in and fill in some of these sections. I think that was John just come through the door. I hope so anyway, he said it was only me. Hey John. Just doing our tile. There we go. You could always make a cuppa. Give my darling. Being that you just walked in, yeah, you might as well. Okay. There we go. So you see where that's sort of heading. And again, I'm working quite quickly here, but please feel free to take your time. Just enjoy the process. And of course, you don't have to fill it in with ink at all. If you don't want to, you could always just leave it and then fill it afterwards. There we go, just working my way down there and just along into that one. And here I'm going to leave that one because it might have to have a bubble there, who knows. Okay, a couple of little lines either side. So maybe in the middle first, if you're confident enough to do 1, 2, 3, that's fine, but I sometimes find it easy to do in the centre first. There we go. Oh, hey Garth, morning. It's good to hear you. Feels weird, doesn't it, doing this on a day other than a tile day, but it's quite nice. Sort of, you know, spending the run up to Christmas with you all. So lovely. Okay, there we go, a few there. Got that done. Alright, so working on this one then. This is quite a nice one to do as well. We start with a circle. Yes, Lindsay, you will. That's the idea, is that we'll stick these down. So even if it's a bit of blue tack on the days, and then when it comes to doing those tiles that then fit next to it, we'll join the lines. That's the plan anyway. I mean, things might change, and of course everybody's going to be slightly different because we're not really measuring exactly. We're doing you know, we're sort of doing measurements by eye, so we'll see. It's a big experiment. I mean, even if some of them don't fit together, we'll make it work. No mistakes. And of course, we can manoeuvre it if we need to. And then we've had a bit of fun making it at the same time. Thank you so much. Yes, nice cup of tea there. Alright. So you see, it's a little bit like the swirl that we've done, but I'm just sort of, it's a little bit rickety, and it, as we go round, we sort of have little blobs, a little bit thicker in places. It creates this sort of crazy kind of swirl idea. There we go. Must admit, actually, I sat down in the manufacturing area today behind the platform 9 3/4 door, but the sun's coming in and it's quite pleasant, I must admit. There we are. You know, all those beds upstairs, all those sleeping gnomes. So let's let them lie. It does look a little bit like roses, Emma, you're right. I do like this one. And of course you can do this as, I say, straight lines, you know what I mean. They're not exactly straight. But you can do it in rows. Or you can mix the two together. You can do a little bit of rows and then mix these in as the swirls, and then back to row or two. There we go. You've got a bit of a shaky hand. This one is brilliant. Okay. There we are. So just sort of filling in here. I think when I get to sort of this area here, I'm going to do another one. Got a bit carried away there with that one. There we go. And then just going to sort of fill in the rest of that space. Maybe a bit heal it with bubbles. There we go, maybe just a few in there. A few there. There we go. Alright, let's have a look at that. So, there's our little tile. I think I'm just going to put a little bit in there. So that will go on to number 2 on our little board. So, there we go. So here's my little grid. If you haven't got the grid, it is on the Sanntangle group page. But I'm sure somebody will share it if you need it. So that look is going to sit there. And as I say, look, number 2 is that way round, so it's going to match that way. So that's going to get stuck in there. So there you go. There was our number 1 yesterday. There's our number 2. So shading wise, I know it was mentioned yesterday about shading if you've got a dark tile. Here's my other version. So you see there, I've actually created a border all the way around the edge. So again, I've still got all the numbers in there. You see the pencil lines just helping it in there. And there's the number 1 that we did yesterday. That's a light grey tile, and I've shaded it with the regular pencil and a white pencil. And then here, this one, it sort of came on top as a black tile, so I've used a white pen and then the white pencil. You see there, like the white pencil for the shading. It might be nice to go back in afterwards and put a bit of pastel on, but I think I'm going to wait until I've got the whole thing done before I think about putting any colour on at all. So if you want to do the board, you see there I've just done like a couple of frames there and put some lines in. I've not actually tangled in it yet. I can do that as I go, but I just wanted to give you sort of an idea of what you could do. There we go. See, that's all the way around. So the actual frame itself, it's 20 centimetres this way because you've got 4 tiles, and then it's 6 tiles down, so that's 30 centimetres because I'm using the tiny ones. So there we go. It's done, unsorted. There we go. See, it looks same but similar but different, isn't it? They're all, see, this one's perhaps got a little bit less of that, but then it's got a bit more of that, and yeah, it's always a little bit different, but that's fine. So have a bit of fun with this one, enjoy it, and yeah, just keep it going, just don't lose them and keep it all going. So other than that, have a great day, everybody. Enjoy the sunshine if you've got some, and have a cup of tea, and then back to what we're doing, and I will see you soon. A3 rows, yeah, A3 would be the best one, and then you've got a little bit of space to work to, because A3 is 29.7 by 32.
Yeah.
So 42, sorry. So you've got quite a little bit of space as well to go around, and then you can trim it if you need to after. So absolutely. Okay, have a great day then, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. at some point. Plus, of course, tomorrow we've got tile number 196. I had to question myself then. All right. So take care, have a good time, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.